When I was young, I didn't really relate to what people listen to, and it wasn't even because I had rare music taste, it's because I only really listened to game OSTs, nightcore, Vocaloid, and anime openings. I remember one time my friends were talking about BTS. I couldn't really understand why they liked them, so I tried getting into it and...
Yeah, Jungkook's really handsome in the latest comeback.
Oh, yeah, Jungkook's my bias. Okay, well, it didn't really work out. Fortunately, as I grew up, I realized I could tune in with popular female artists better. But now that I'm in my 20s compared to when I was like 15, you could say my music taste has kind of developed. My Spotify playlist kind of says what it is, which I'm so sorry guys, you might think it sucks, but leave me alone. But before I get into that, let me dip your mind into what I listen to. Aika, Alex Unknown, Beba Doobie, Charlie XCX, Chevy, Grand Paris, Hatsune Miku, Katsai, Leivei, Lin Lapid, MXM2, New Jeans, Nikki, Omori, Syra Kang, Sundial, and Tiffany Day, and the rest are just my friends. Moving on, I'm not really a qualified person to talk about music professionally, but I also took voice and piano lessons when I was younger. Also, I know how to play the kalimba, the lyre, and a ukulele, so I'm not that stupid, I swear. However, how does this really tie to everything? Well, it's that music affects how I feel. Like sometimes I listen to a sad song and then I suddenly feel like crap. I listen to a song that's about being silly and suddenly I'm feeling very happy. I sometimes stare at my instruments and think, you're kind of like witchcraft. How can you control me like that? However, I want to hear an opinion of someone who actually does make music. Foreshadowing, you already knew them from my list of artists I follow, but how about you, Mika? Does music affect you emotionally?
Hey everyone, thanks for having me on your channel, Annie. This animation stuff is pretty dope. Look at me, I'm wiggling my arm around. Woo, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, woo, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, woo, yeah, oh yeah. I would say yes, music does affect me emotionally. I personally feel like music is kind of like a little extension of how you're feeling, you know? Like if you got a fit on and you've got like a handbag to accent the fit, music is kind of like the handbag to your emotions. Or, you know, some people just write very poignant lyrics that you connect with very deeply and it gets to you, either if you're sad or happy.
Yeah, I think that's true, because just as Mika says, music is like a handbag. It just so happens sometimes you don't match the handbag you brought with you. So after all these sad songs, I realized I could just listen to music that makes me happy. Like, wow, hey, self-control. But going back to Spotify, I have 3 public playlists. The first playlist consists of love songs because I'm crazy and delusional. The second one is songs I want to listen to if I want to feel lively. The third one is because I wanted to find more artists that are similar to Lin Lapid, and that's how it was from there. But that doesn't stop me from occasionally listening to other types of music, so I really hate it when people go, oh, you're a fan of this artist? Tell me all their 10 albums, their house address, what stars were in the sky when they were born. I'm a casual listener. I don't really need to know what type of song Hatsune Miku sung at the 4th of September, but I love her songs, okay? Honestly, what do you think about gatekeeping both as a listener and an artist, Mika?
Not a fan of gatekeeping, both as an artist and a listener. I guess there is some gatekeeping that takes place if you put your music on a streaming platform, and I try my best to have my music be available on YouTube, and it's also, it doesn't trigger any content ID. As for a listener, I definitely understand wanting like an artist to be your special little thing that you keep for yourself, but you know, ultimately it doesn't do the artist any favors if they can't make ends meet through their music because people are refusing to share their music.
If you haven't realized, I also think gatekeeping is stupid. These people are making art their livelihood, and people are hiding them from the rest of the world, and that doesn't really help pay their rent. People also kind of tend to forget about the fact music isn't just a way to look cool or nonchalant or seem like you're socially relevant. Heck, it helps people to relate to each other. A lot of music videos I listen to or watch have comments such as, "You saved me. I made so much friends thanks to your music. This makes me so happy." When people use music as a way to please others instead of making themselves happy, then that kind of says something needs fixing, doesn't it? Well, that's what I learned while while growing up anyways. I stopped pretending I liked stuff because my friends liked it as well. So honestly, you should just be a little bit more like yourself. So hey, what do you think about cheese ice cream?
One of my friends in high school let me try cheese ice cream when I was over at his house, and I gotta say, it was a banger. It was a banger, I cannot lie. Cheese ice cream, everyone's gotta try it at least once in their life. Thanks again, Annie. I hope you have a good one. Also, woo, look at me wiggle my arms. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh woo, woo, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.